Happy time zone, everyone. Welcome back to ZSR and some more Crosskeys tournament. We got Koi versus Sean, who's actually secretly a sliver, apparently. And I've got Jaxie and the Amazing Ampharos to talk for you. Laura Linda and I are going to track. I am Tummeltuck. I am your restreamer for tonight, and I'm going to let... See, I keep doing that. I am Tummeltuck. I am the restreamer for your time zone. There we go. That's how I want to say that going forward. And I'm going to hand it over to the comms so they can talk.
Yeah, we should have a pretty good race on our hands. Both these runners are fairly skilled, and they've checked a couple of boxes for us. We're starting with a flute, we have a mirror scroll, we have some pseudo boots, we have some Zelga woods, which is going to make the drops a little spicier. So we're going to be taking advantage of some of these settings that are available in this tournament this year.
Absolutely, yes. And for anyone here, this is a 1-2 match. This is do or die for both of these runners. One of these two runners' dreams of getting to brackets will be ending right here tonight.
You know, I'll be honest, I didn't look at the record. I just kind of assumed this was 2-1. Crosskeys is a hard tournament.
Yep. we've seen a lot of upsetting matches. Matches get turned around. A lot of surprises. So, who knows? Maybe that'll happen here.
Yes. Yeah, and we definitely... Something to keep in mind is that one of the implications of this set of settings is, on one hand, it's less punishing, because you have boots, flute for movement and backtracking. Mirror makes dungeon dives just a little less expensive on your time. But you also have a lot more options with that starting flute, because you can go straight to Light World Mountain whenever you want. And I'm going to say, between the Dead Rocks and the Sky Cabbage, it's a decision.
Yeah, it is absolutely a decision. I'm wondering, though, what these two starting routes are going to be. I think Koi is probably going to go for his usual route, which is a Houlihan start. I don't necessarily know what Sean does, but even then, the starting route is very superficial. We do have that flute again to move around a lot very quickly, make routing a lot more efficient.
And of course, remember it's Zelga Woods as well, so in conventional Crosskeys routing, like, your most important early game goal is really checking the drop downs, because you mostly don't know where anything is, but you know the Cackwell and Uncle are somewhere. And all the drop downs but one are Light World, conventionally. With Skull Woods in the shuffle, there's a little more value to finding Skull Keys before you find that. One of them's going to be a connector, and the odds at the wells in the Dark World go way up.
Alright, and we're off.
I gotta say, Sliver already ahead. His first item was 5 times as good as Koi's.
And here we see one of those implications in play with the Sank start being at Skullwood's front. And Koi finds Spectacle Rock right off the bat.
Yeah, kind of an interesting thing. Sank start, like, in the long run, this is a fantastic location for Sank, but when you're 10 seconds into a race, honestly, this is just kind of slow. Whereas Koi, like, this sort of check the potion shop, check the drop down at Useless Fairy, do Houlihan Room thing has been a Crosskey staple for a long time. Faster with a flute.
Yeah, so he could take this route in any number of ways.
Yeah, I would totally expect in this situation, Koi's just going to Houlihan. Probably check the 2 entrances northwest of Lake Hylia and then flute to 3. That's what I think most people would do.
Yeah, I don't usually play with the starting flute in my Crosskeys, so I don't know any of that kind of starting routing.
Yeah, well, Sliver, it is worth noting, got a slow and not very helpful item out of Skull, and then found a connector to West Dark Death Mountain. Now, sort of the bad news of this is that that's not really that helpful right now. The good news is you can kind of clear out the Western Mountain now, though I think Sliver just saved and quit before actually seeing what was in the Skype Cave entrance.
Alright, well, Sean is going to go ahead and check the Hyrule Castle dropdown and Hyrule Castle main entrance. And we're seeing the same on Koi as well. And there's Ganon.
Ganon, always good to find early. Just ruling out some of the bad outcomes. Because your big question always is with Ganon, is he behind a tower today? Nope, sure isn't.
Yes, thank the Lord for that. Okay, so Sliver is going to actually take this connector. We did not see this from Koi.
Now, we are seeing another sort of strategic implication here, not with the settings, but just with Crosskeys in general. Connectors are very risky to take in early games because of the vast majority of the must connects. The places a connector must go are in the Dark World. So if you take a connector without Pearl, it's very likely you're committing yourself to some bunny walking.
Yeah, and bunny walking, depending on where you get spit out, can be range from very safe to you are very likely to die.
And whether it's safe or not, you usually just feel pretty bad doing it because, like, if there's just a mirror or a pearl somewhere easy, there would have been a lot of time to gain. Now, I'd say Sliver got a pretty good outcome there, finding really nothing only to go back for, picking up a bomb pack, so that's not so bad.
Yep, and we're gonna see some east... Oh, that's the other side of Paradox Cave. Unfortunately, we don't have a mirror to get those chests on the other side.
Find one of our mini dark caves in Agana's cave. Normally that'd be pretty bad to return to, but as long as you can flute to 6, you can make it work.
Luckily, we have that flute.
Sliver making the early play over to the eastern area. When you start with the flute, I think it is a lot more arbitrary what order you do this stuff in, but I still think the density of CAC would be most people's default.
Yeah, there can be a lot of stuff there that that could really be useful for you in Kakariko. This isn't terrible as either, but certainly it doesn't seem like the play is working out right now well for Sean.
I do kind of wonder about that ordering where you do the flute 5 spot, then Sahas, then the way to Eastern Fairy, then Eastern.
Well, yeah, and it looks like that Sean's going to go back all the way over to Eastern because he doesn't have a glove to make this any better. Race game, thankfully, has nothing.
In fact, nothing's kind of been the theme so far.
Yeah.
I would say neither player has really found anything of significance at all in 6 minutes.
Yeah, all we've seen is Swamp Palace. We haven't found any keys. Well, Koi found a map to Hera, but I mean, that's just a map. Like, when are we gonna get a key? When are we gonna get some progression? We're still not getting progressions, even from Waterfall Fairy. And that's actually a good point, someone in chat pointing out. Yeah, there is the magic powder. But have we found magic bat yet?
At this point, I think it's reasonably likely Magic Bat is not yet accessible. But
All right, well, cool.
sort of the big thing I'm noticing is between both runners, we've actually seen a reasonably good chunk of the free entrances in the light world already. I know it's been so little time, but when you have two runners going different ways, you can clear these in a hurry. We haven't seen a particularly great number of the dungeons or the high-value item caves. That kind of suggests to me that a lot of the more gated locations are going to be relatively more valuable this seed.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt you there. Because, I mean, we're still not really finding anything. Koi found a GT small key, which is nice, but currently doesn't really amount to anything, because we haven't found GT.
Yeah, in terms of dungeons, we found a single Turtle Rock entrance, only on Sliver's side. It was the big chest entrance, which you really can't do anything finding it in Dark World. I mean, I guess you could, but it's very unappealing. We found Swamp. Just not too much. There's a sword, so that's nice. Doesn't really do anything, but it's sure nice.
I think both of our runners would appreciate having a melee weapon of sorts right now. Oh, never mind, there's GT.
GT's very good tactically to find. Right now, they can't do much with it, but it's one of those places you're always thinking about, and I did not see it was in Lumberjack.
I didn't catch it either. I was too focused on Sean. I'm sure one of our trackers will figure that out. Shout out to Lady Lauralinda and Tommeltech for tracking for us.
It's a small key, courtesy of Sliver. So, that's probably not required.
Yeah.
Probably. Surely the game wouldn't be that mean.
Yeah, I doubt that a small key is going to be that impactful, and if anything, it's probably just a pod key.
I mean, there's a lot of keys it could be that really don't matter. It can be an ice key, it could be a mire key. Odds are Turtle Rock keys really not going to matter. Even stuff, you know, like the Hera keys, rarely important. The desert keys, rarely important. Or it could be our swamp key, and we could be in for a bad time.
Oh, I hope that our chat's not going to jinx that.
And I think Sliver already showed us this, but we now know the glove gates the well.
Yeah, so that is...
that's interesting.
Yeah. 5 items, but the glove is, usually you find a glove decently, like a reasonable amount of time.
So I believe the two drop-downs we haven't seen are the Thief and the Magic Bat. One of those two is going to be in the Pyramid, and the other is going to be that back of Skullwoods drop-down, neither of which we have access to now, and likely will not have access to for a while.
Yeah, that's one of the things about Zelda Woods is that we do have a drop that is going to be hard connector locked, and we won't really know much of anything about it until we find our way to that.
Now, Sliver's choosing not to spin this small key to do the rest of Front of Skull. At least for now. Checking this drop down, but that's not really going to do anything. In Zelda Woods, the drop down is always what leads to that sort of behind the big chest drop. But, it's a big decision point because normally you really would just spin this key without thinking. Just a tiny bit scarier knowing that that could be the Skull small key behind Aga 2, or Aga 1.
Well, Sliver's getting rewarded because that was the real boots there in that chest in the trapped room. So, Definitely gonna have to use a small key. And another thing of Zelda Woods, as you mentioned earlier, that
Now-
chest is not guaranteed a small key anymore.
So, as I actually think about it, like, it's probably fine. We'll probably find another skull small key anyway. But I really don't think that was correct, because if you just start at Sank, you can get to those drops and get to those back rooms for free, right?
Yes, actually, because the 2 drops in the front are Force Vanilla.
Yeah, and real boots are... When you have pseudo boots, they're largely just sort of a key to a couple of things. I think we've already seen it's just a map on the GT torch, so we haven't seen Misery Mire, but we do have 2 bonk entrances. So I guess we'll probably learn what's in them. Can't be worse than what's in the entrances we're finding so far.
Yeah, because I mean, we still know basically nothing at this point. Koi found a connector, and he's going to take that connector.
I kind of suspect what the game wants is flute to 1 and just start exploring the Western Mountain.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably what the game wants us to do at this point, because we're not finding much of anything on foot.
That's really not a good connector for Koi.
Yeah.
Like, it's honestly possible that is eventually important, but it feels pretty bad to find right now. Oh, here's our Lost Woods thief here. So, what other connector haven't we seen? I know we haven't seen Bat.
Trying to think of which connectors we haven't seen.
Yeah, well, we've seen Useless Fairy, we've seen Lumberjack, we've seen Uncle, we've seen Well. I think we've seen both Skullwoods drops.
Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head. And as you mentioned earlier, yeah, so Koi dropped in the into one of the front drops, and he got Pinball Room, and I imagine he's going to do the same thing for the other one as well. So he's going to get those boosts for free without needing to spend a key. There's Eastern.
Well, there's a dungeon we can do things in. I mean, it's a little tacky to dive Eastern without the bow and the big key, but we'll allow it.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't found much of anything at this point, so anything is better than nothing. We get an Ice Small. I am a little apprehensive about this Eastern dive, though, for reasons that you said, because, yeah, it is significantly better to do this dungeon with a bow and a big key. Zaru is also explaining my thoughts perfectly, which is you dive it, it has nothing, and then you just leave it, it has everything you could ever want.
I mean, I will say that if you're not going to get critical progression out of here, a Pod Small's not so bad. Because Pod Smalls, whenever you find Pod, and I mean, Pod will be somewhere this seed, just let you do more right away.
Yeah, because no one wants to go into Pod with 0 keys. There's a sword.
Yep, Master Sword. I mean, Sliver's not going to come out of this feeling bad about this dive.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily feel bad about this either, but I wouldn't feel like, yeah, that was a good use of my time.
Like, the residual time that the pod small and the sword will give you is probably going to, at a minimum, come out of the wash. With some circumstances, it could save you a bunch of time. You know, if things line up and you, like, need to get rid of the castle tower barrier or something.
Yeah, that's about, like, the only circumstance I could think of. Because we are going to find other swords.
I mean, we have already seen Swamp.
We're seriously gonna bank on that meme again?
I mean, it might be a meme, but I'll just say I've seen swords in Swamp a lot.
To your credit, yeah, that's also true. We've seen a lot of swords in Swamp in this tournament. Doesn't mean it's always going to happen.
No, it's not always. It's just often.
There's many Moldorp Cave in our first big key, Ice Palace big key, which it's nice. Oh, and the Thieves Big.
And first bottle, not a bad little cave.
Yeah, very nice, actually. And Koi is doing the same Eastern dive that Sliver did.
Now, let's make note that that wasn't a boot slot cave. While the boots are not difficult to get to, they're logically gated by either Pearl or I think it's actually all three Skull small keys.
I mean, you know the Crosskeys logic better than I do, so I'll take your word for it.
I mean, this is, of course, the Doors branch where it kind of dynamically writes the key logic, so you kind of just think about it from a how it works perspective, right? If you have Pearl, you can get it right away by using the drop down, but it's not going to make you open the chest as a bunny or, you know, die. And I think the one door that gates your way there could be the last door you spend a key on, you know, if you made the worst possible decisions.
Right. So where are you going to go now, Sliver? Flute to 1? Yes, it is.
It has to be Flute to 1. I mean, the density here just speaks for itself. Of course, Flute to 1 immediately distracts you from staying at 1 by giving you Spiral Cave.
Because you find Spiral Cave.
And yet, you walk into Spiral Cave here, I don't see how any player could resist this, which is probably why Koi did it earlier.
Yeah, and yeah, I actually didn't pay attention to where this led to, so... Oh, okay. So that's nothing we need to worry about.
For now, at least. Well, actually, I guess indefinitely, because we have Sank in Skullwoods, so you could always just walk there from there.
Alright, so surely the mountain is going to have everything we need, right?
Well, we're learning it as Sky Cabbage.
Okay, so there's a connector there. Sliver's wisely going to choose not to take it for right now. Because we're looking for the old man connector.
Hey, we found the other side of that connector on Koi's end, so he's going to get back on the mountain.
Oh, this is where they both generally need to be. Koi did get Master Sword, yeah, it was just not marked yet. So, after all of that, now we're actually seeing some convergence.
So, jumping down there was a little risky by Sliver. With bad Dead Rock RNG, that could have just been a death.
Yeah, the Dead Rocks don't play nice. So, where are you going now? We're gonna just check all the top entrances. Sea House is nice. And okay, never mind, it's not nice. Another connector, but we don't need to worry about that connector for now, because that's Bumper Cave.
You know, I really expected Flute to 1 to give something a little more substantial than what we're seeing up here.
There's no way bunny walking is actually going to be the solution, right?
So I don't believe we've seen the Vanilla Ice Rod Cave area. With Flute to 8 is not that painful of a play.
We see an overworld connector here, TR Bridge, and we get the bomb shop, which Sliver is... Okay, I was gonna say, Sliver, you might want to check that. Meyer and TR are the 5-6.
So Kane and Samaria, extra required this seed, good to know.
Yeah. I mean, TR being a 5-6 is nice, because, I mean, at the same time, like, the pyramid entrance, for all we know, it could just be an exit from a connector, and we don't need to actually worry about it. But if it's not, then it's more than likely that the entrance isn't going to be worth anything, so...
Hey, I put a lot of work into writing that Super Bunny logic, or that Super Bomb logic, so, let's use it. And we're doing a little bit of doubling back on steps. I would expect Sliver to try to take the start connector, given that this is kind of the end of a route.
This is the DMD connector, isn't it?
I think that's back of Mountain Cave.
Oh, no, yeah, it is. Back Mountain Cave. Oh, well, then he would have already known this information anyway. Because of save and quit.
Well, he could have. This is a somewhat slower way to learn this. Now, the funny thing is, without Lamp, this is not logical, though practically almost anyone's going to find this area. Meyer's spicy.
No fire source. I mean, we can get past Meyer 2.
Now, here's something that very well could come up. It could easily be a bunny walk to that middle paradox entrance, and then you use that Light World exit to turn back to Link to get these items.
Yeah, that definitely could be the logic. We got a book.
And if you have any bunny access to that as well, that is your logical path to Meyer. And with those real boots, you can get into Meyer.
I'm not sure if we'll expect to see a Meyer dip or not.
I strongly suspect we will, unless these last two chests change things. Glove might change things. Glove gives you more entrances. Meyer's very easy to return to at the Mountain Cave save and quit point.
Yeah, that's... Ooh, and we get Bumper Top, and we get the Hyrule Castle Small. Wonderful. Sliver realizing, yeah, this is Dark World, so you can't do much of anything there.
Yeah, and Sliver, keeping an eye on the prize, going straight to the well. We'll probably immediately route that into the Death Mountain entrance cave with the glove. This is just the obvious highest average value play.
Yeah, I mean, there's... This just makes too much sense to do, so... We'll do it right now.
I'm sorry, there's a well over there?
Sliver now realizing that he has to double back. Yeah, you missed a 5-item cave there.
Well, see, you plan to do one thing, then another thing, and you just immediately go to the second thing you need to do, and you just might not do the first thing at all.
Yeah, the classic case of tunnel vision. Definitely hasn't screwed me over in almost all of my races that I've done in Crosskeys.
Now, we will observe that the location that middle door is not really reachable at all. Pretty much no matter what. So, that whole logic sequence I mentioned, not at play in this seed.
Alright, well, we're now going to get some new checks. We're getting Desert and Main over at the Ice Rod area.
Yeah, under a rock, so not in logic. Now watch it just be like lamp in this cave, and that just fixes logic by itself.
I was so ready for that to be lamp.
I mean, 20 rupees is kind of like a lamp. It's really 4 times as good if you remember Vanilla thought 5 rupees was a substitute for lamp.
That's true. Oh look, one of our useless maps. And there's a Quake medallion. We did see that Quake is required for the TR entrance, however that's also Mitts and Hammer locked.
So I'll say the kindest thing I can ever say about the Quake medallion. We have it. So are we safe scumming the desert small? I can't think of why else we would die here.
I assume so, but that's an interesting place to do the save scum.
I'm also gonna say that I would be so hesitant here, knowing that Aga 1 gates a small key. Because your risk exposure on small keys is massive here.
Well, we'll see whether anything is over here.
Well, there's one item we're happy to not keep.
Yeah, we're just gonna reset this, and Sean is not resetting this?
Sean's just gonna check where the right door goes and then reset
yeah, fair enough.
Basically no matter where it is.
Yeah, fair enough. Odd.
I mean, honestly, that's great.
Yeah.
You now never have to walk to pod. That's pretty much what you got out of that.
Yeah, because walking to pod is slow, and also not to mention that you don't have to cough up 110 rupees. So that's money saved that you can put towards Zora.
So we never saw this bottom paradox entrance. Maybe that'll shed some light on this. It's just sick kids, so yeah. Logically, you cannot reach this part of the mountain without either some alternate connector to the top, or mirror, or hookshot, or lamp.
So then,
knowing that, I would be very hesitant to go into Mire right now, but
yeah.
We're gonna have the play anyway.
I mean, well, let's see how this pans out. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the play, but I'm interested to be proven wrong.
It's not hard to imagine something good could be in here. It just is very unlikely it's the next logical play.
Yeah, it could be
also
something.
just kind of feels bad coming in here with no fire source, no big key, not a single small key. This is pretty much the slowest Meyer ever gets.
Yeah, because I mean, a small key is very nice for routing, and having a fire source allows us to get those 2 checks on the left, albeit they're not in logic.
Well, the 2 totally free chests in Meyer were absolutely nothing. Lava chest in TR, also nothing.
Yep, so we're gonna go over to the left side just to get the enemy key, the bar key here, and check the lobby chest. Oh!
Bo is not really doing anything right now, but you're not sad to have it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed in that at all. So, yeah, bow is very nice to have. Be nice for Eastern Pod.
So the book is also not logic, but if you're over here anyway, can't think any reason you wouldn't check.
You mean check, like, Ether Town? Because we don't have a mirror.
I mean, check the entrance that Koi just went in.
Ah, yes.
This looks like the Death Mountain exit cave.
Yeah, that cave is definitely a lot harder to navigate. Yeah, and you can just dash out this left entrance here. Just a straight shot.
Provided you don't dash for too long,
Oh.
that can lead to very bad outcomes.
That's interesting. So we found our way over to that drop down, but can't do anything
I
with it
think
yet.
I know the answer to the puzzle. Pyramid is Magic Bat, and that is the back drop down that leads to the other side of the oh, whatchamacallit? It's the Skullwoods connector.
So Skullwood's connector is going to be vanilla.
Yeah, that drop down will be just its vanilla entrance. Which isn't thrilling, but it's what we found. And yeah, I've identified a lot of stuff that's not logic. What the seed actually does want, I'm a little unsure.
Yeah, I'm also starting to get a bit lost because I'm like where are we supposed to go?
It's probably at this point some bunny walk. Because there's a lot of Dark World entrances we could go to and haven't.
Yeah, I actually, because I mean, there isn't much left in the light world for Sliver to do, or Koi for that matter. So it's seeming more and more likely that bunny walking might actually be the answer here.
Now, it is worth noting when you've concluded that what the seed wants you to do is explore the entire Dark World for a single thread as a bunny walk, doing a bunch of out-of-logic stuff becomes a lot more appealing because you might just find things that let you take an unintended path through the seed that is far more efficient than the intended path. So, yeah, you can't actually reach that hole from over here as a bunny. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, you need a moon pearl for that.
So if anyone's ever played the Archipelago version of this randomizer, you do the funny thing where you get BK'd and you're just kind of sitting around and like, hey, send me an item. I don't care if it's a good one. I want to be Super Bunny. That's not an option available to our runners today. You have to set up your bunny tricks a little more carefully.
Like,
we have a little bit of an issue here with 488 rupees. That is not an ideal number. You might be able to solve it by just killing random Rivers Aura and hoping for drops, but it's not what you're looking for.
Yeah, we want a little bit more money there. So we broke logic to go find the library, which had a TR small key, which doesn't really amount to much right now. We are still very much looking for a Moon Pearl or a lamp or anything that will tell us what we actually need to be doing here.
Now, you can always count on chat to help out, pointing out that we have the shovels, so you can always just dig for money.
That's true.
Now, there's not really a lot of good
Oh my gosh. Well, there's the lamp.
And that immediately is the glove in logic. Can we get over here in logic?
Yeah, you can actually. You can just go through the pod.
But that's a desert door. Aren't all 3 desert entrances not available? Like, where's the left desert door? Because the middle desert door is under a rock, and you need the glove to lift it. The right desert door is how you got here. So how do you get to the left one?
I swear that Yeah, I'm not sure I'm following you, because that's glove locked, which Koi has the glove. So he was able to get over here. The glove
is on East Death Mountain. To get there, you need the old man either as the save and quit or going through his house. Either way, you need a lamp.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's other ways you could prospectively get there, but they would require either the mirror or the hook shot, neither of which we have. Or a connector to one of those upper caves, none of which we've seen exist so far.
Walking out of the pyramid. So, as far as we're concerned, this lamp is not in logic.
Which in turn means that glove is not in logic. Now, I'll be honest, I straight up don't remember where the left desert door is, but I don't think it's accessible.
Yeah, I don't have that off the top of my head right now. So, I mean, I guess the logical step here is Moon Pearl? But where is that Moon Pearl is the question. Shovel, maybe? Or give us a nice shovel dash. Not on the shovel.
Funny thing is that 20 rupees would actually help Sliver out right now.
Yeah, he's literally 7 away.
And again,
what?
The thing I'm saying about logic is the glove is not logical with what we know. Now, this is definitely the sort of seed where playing outside of logic probably is a good strategic play. But there's some weird bunny walk this seed wants, and I think that's really the only explanation. Probably one in the Western Dark World, because we can get there for free with the Sank Save and Quit.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else, because bunny walking just... there seems like there's a lot more in the Dark World right now that could be appealing to us, but again, who wants to bunny walk? Especially a long distance.
I mean, no one wants to, but even though we found some cool things out of logic, I think what we're learning is you have to get whatever this is.
Right.
And yeah, Koi's sort of starting on this main Village of Outcasts bunny walk, which at this point I think is going to be something.
Yeah, so we're getting some new things over here on Koi's side. We find Pyramid Fairy, which we can't do anything about.
I mean, we could if you bait an enemy over. Use that to Super Bunny?
Yeah, you could do that. It's just, it would take a little bit of time. And enemies are not exactly...
Here's the castle. This is very interesting. It's 2 new exits, and if either of them are any good, we have the small keys, so we can go all the way to Zelda Cell and Logic. That's
not
interesting, but in the short term, unhelpful. In the long term, perhaps helpful, but short term, kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, because he just got forced out of Hyrule Castle there and can't go back in. We find the Tower of Hera over there at the Mire Shed, which, again, we can't do anything about. No Big Key, no Moon Pearl, no Hookshot. Oh, there's the cane.
Cane of Samaria is Logic.
Yep.
And we have logical Ganon's Tower, so there's a certain tile room that could be progression.
Sahasrara is also here as well. We find Desert Palace is the green pendant.
And yeah, Koi's gonna try to Super Bunny this. I don't think this is gonna work out great.
Oh, he got it.
He got it, but has to do it again.
Yeah, because of the bunk. Luckily, he was able to heal off that damage that the Murder Dactyl did.
I'm gonna be honest, hitting a damage boost Super Bunny twice in a row off that Murder Dactyl was technically pretty impressive. I'm a little sad it led to absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's... For as much damage that it did, that was not a very good reward. But on the bright side, you don't have to come back here unless Green Pendant has something, which we hope it doesn't.
I mean, you're eventually gonna have to go right by there with the mirror to check the location of the cave that in this seed had Cane of Samaria. Oh, come on, Koi, you have the guy chasing you. Get the Pyramid Fairy items. Like, I honestly thought he went that way just to set it up, and I guess not.
He doesn't want to do that. He's just going to go ahead and check the other entrance over here.
Yeah, and you just hope it's anywhere in Light World.
Yeah, so that way we can actually do Zelda Cell in Logic. Which it is.
I gotta
right.
say, that's in Light World. And we have Logical Master Sword, so Hookshot Cave here is also Logic. And the boots, I believe, are not Logic, so the chest isn't valid, but the connector sure is.
There's the dam. And there's the Moon Pearl.
And now, interestingly, I still don't think the stuff on East Death Mountain is available, but the boots are. And Moon Pearl just makes all sorts of things you probably had to do anyway easy and doable instead of slow and sometimes impossible.
Yeah, we are very grateful to see that Moon Pearl right now. So we can definitely do a lot more things in Dark World. And Koi's actually going to go and hit Zelda Cell right here, so...
Yeah, this is a very... I mean, you have a mirror scroll, like, it's not really going to get faster. Just do it. So there's almost a funny sort of meta thing here, wherein the actual path to this pearl was not bad at all. But in order to find it, you had to be willing to bunny walk. And the meta just tells us that bunny walking is so bad, even though it's really one of the first fruits bunny walking will lead you to.
Yeah, well, most people aren't going to bunny walk it, especially long distance, because it's slow, and why would you want to do that? But in this case, that does seem to be an answer here.
It's just always kind of funny where, like, neither runner was doing that quickly at all. I think Sliver's going to make his way there before too much longer, or just win a slightly different way in Dark World, which is just an arbitrary choice. But it's kind of funny to think that, in a way, a significantly less savvy runner would probably have made it out of this early game faster.
You know, that's an interesting thought. Because, I mean, I would definitely peg an early runner to do a lot more bunny walking. Because they're not thinking in terms of, like, what is sufficient, what's faster. They're just thinking of what's in front of me. You know, what can I do right now?
And yeah, if you want to do this damage boost, you really want the red guy. The Moblins just... they're too passive. And that is two beautiful red items, neither of which help us in any real way.
Free blues, though. That's nice. I was going to also go all the way to the back, which, I mean, again, we have the Hyrule Castle small key. This isn't logic.
Well, it's not because the lamp isn't, but, you know, details. Though
it's something we can do.
Because we have Moon Pearl, we could just take this drop down anyway, so...
yeah.
That's very much whatever.
Here. Mitts.
Mitts are convenient. I don't know that they change a lot.
Yeah, because we already have natural Dark World access because Sank is in Dark World. And, I mean, it doesn't change where we can access the Dark World. I guess one entrance, but that's not in logic right now.
Oh, that's a good point. Mitts don't change anything, but that's...
The logical glove?
Yeah, that's our logic glove, which gets us lamp, which gets us the other glove. So, mitts are in logic if you just grab them in the other order. See, this is why you should always listen to Twitch chat. A lot of streamers, their first advice is never listen to Twitch chat. No, they have it backward. Always listen to Twitch chat.
Because Twitch chat's always going to help us out when we're not thinking straight. Yeah, I wouldn't have caught that. So, yeah, thank you, Twitch chat. Koi's going to go into Meyer here, and he does have that lamp. So he's probably going to do the left side. It's not in logic, though, but... I mean,
it's really about listening to Twitch chat, if you ask me, is about whether you're an optimist or a pessimist. A pessimist is going to say Twitch chat will always say something wrong, and they will. But Twitch chat will contradict itself at every step. So Twitch chat will also always say the right thing. You just gotta cherry pick which one.
You know what? I'll take that. That sounds logical. Yeah, it's 50-50. Always listen to half the chat. Half of the chat is right, half of the chat is wrong. So, mitts... So, Koi found the mitts, and Sliver's going to find the mitts here in the back of Hyrule Castle. The glove was... Well, except that's that's our logical glove. I can't remember where the other glove was.
It's in Paradox Cave, which is on East Death Mountain. The
Right.
sequence to seed once is you go to the back of castle. By using the castle, or just the drop down for Sank and Skull Woods, you get those, what we just saw on Sliver's side as mitts, as gloves. Use that to reach the desert entrance in the 20 rupee cave near Vanilla Ice Rod Cave entrance. take that as a connector to the pod entrance, walk over to the lamp, use the lamp to rescue the old man, and then the old man's save and quit leads to Ace Death Mountain to get to Paradox Cave for the mitts.
Yep, that's a logic chain.
And as far as we know, the mitts don't even do anything, but they're in logic, so that's cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, though, like, again, like, to your credit, like, mitts, yeah, they don't really do much for us right now. So we would need, we would like at least maybe a hammer. That would definitely give us something.
It's so sad that this bunny walk to Cana Samaria is in logic and just totally irrelevant. It just felt important, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, certainly doesn't feel not important because, I mean, it is the cane.
Yeah, it's a good item to have, but it was not significant to have it before Pearl. In fact, if you went to Ganon's Tower, you would definitely lose time versus just going and getting the Pearl. Hey, you know, it is worth noting, we have a good number of GT small keys, we have a bow, we don't have a fire rod, but we have boots and lamp. If you're feeling like a hero, you can do right side GT right now.
Yeah, that's an option, but I mean, do you want to do right side bomb jump out of logic?
I mean, no, but everyone watching this race would like to see you try, so that's worth something, right?
You know what? I can't argue with that. A good gamble will always make things interesting.
And see, that's something else, the virtues of Twitch chat. Twitch chat has many virtues. If a play is entertaining, you can always count on at least one member of chat to rationalize how it can somehow be a good idea.
And then you see every member of chat rationalizing why going for pedestal is a good idea when there are literally millions of other options that are better.
I mean, if you really think about it, you have to make checks to find items. Pedestal's a check, therefore you should check pedestal, right?
I mean, I guess.
There's no possible other way to look at it that would somehow be more effective.
Alright, so blindside, Oh yeah, wait, we did see this, didn't we? Oh no, we didn't see it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we would have remembered that. And, speaking of horrible plays that are available, we can climb GT. We won't be able to finish it without a hook shot, but we can climb GT.
Yeah, and there's no hovering, no Moldorm bouncing, so yeah, we can't finish GT. Not like we'd want to. I like this comment in chat, the expected value of every check is a time loss, therefore you should skip every check.
I mean, the real strategy is to just only do the checks that have the good items. If you just stop checking the checks that don't give you anything, you're great. Like, you should just go straight to a check like the one Koi just made. Get the hammer.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, that already exists. That's called spoiler log. And yeah, that hammer is excellent right now for Koi.
So it's actually just unfortunate in general that Sliver didn't go back to Hyrule Castle to check the third door, instead did a lot of other things. Koi's actually opened up a pretty substantial lead just because the Pearl's what you need to advance. And then the pearls led to the hammer, and now Koi can just do a whole lot of different things here, many of which are very efficient.
Yeah, meanwhile, Sliver's gonna be going on a wild goose chase until he goes and finds that pearl outside of Hyrule Castle left. And we're going into GT right now.
Gonna, I guess, pick up the map on the torch. Sure, I guess. Hey, with the N-Logic mitts and boots, we can check this entrance and get this item. It's just a heart container, but you know, it's an item we didn't have before.
I mean, it's a health upgrade. We'll take those. And Sliver's gonna do Tile Room. Probably gonna go into doing a right side bomb jump as well. Which, I mean, it's not the answer. Well, it could be an answer, but it's not the answer for him right now.
You know, I was memeing about the right side bomb jump. I actually would, on average, expect that play not to be made. It's just not fast, and I think even a lot of good runners are not consistent at it. Because it's honestly very hard.
Yeah, having to deal with a conveyor belt and a wall master at the same time. Yeah, he's gonna nope out right there.
Yeah, and Koi's probably going to do something very similar. Koi will likely do full left side. Like, most of it's not in logic without hook shot, but you have GT Big Key, you have hammer and boots. Everyone knows how to do that.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, yeah, you have hammer. Yeah, so DM room is not in logic, but we can get to other things.
I mean, almost all of it's not in logic, but is that going to stop you from doing all those checks?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, we're going all the way. I mean, we're not going to do full right here. This will be just getting the 4 checks in Compass Room and then doing full left. But we are going to clear the entire GT basement right now, and this is doable but hard. So let's just see what happens.
Oh, Sliver's in a bit of a precarious position right now. Half a heart going into this moth fight, but he does have that blue pot. Alright, let's see how this goes. Well, he got it.
So far, this has been very clean. That was beautiful. Like, I don't mean any sarcasm or irony. That was legitimately perfect. Good job, Koi.
Alright, and the Sliver side, we get, yay, an Aga Tower key. We haven't even found yet. But that's first crystal.
And there was really nothing in the Compass Room, but it's checks done.
Yep, so now we're gonna go over to the left side. Where are you off to now, Sliver? I have no
idea.
See,
if you look at what we just saw there, this is why I didn't think it was likely this was a 1 and 2 race. Like, I knew these runners were capable of stuff like that, and that's just the level of competition that we have in this tournament now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you see some very high execution players in this tournament. That's all around this tournament as well. So, it's equally shocking and equally unsurprising at the same time.
Also, that was a pretty good little room. Swamp small and Mire big, and Ether. The last one of those doesn't really do anything, but Swamp Small and Mire Big, both hookshot locked.
I think that's pretty good to hear, because, I mean, Swamp already, we would like to, go in there with a hookshot, so...
Now, hookshot locked or not, I would expect Koi to go back to Mire pretty soon, because at this point, Mire's a dungeon he can full clear.
Yeah, he does have the cane, and he does have the big key.
And he also knows that Mire's a crystal, because it was one of our 5-6 crystals, so it's a very low-risk play. The only real advantage to putting it off is maybe having better equipment for Vitreous, but you have a bow, you have a Master Sword. I call that good enough.
Sliver is back in Hyrule Castle. Is this going on Hyrule Castle left? It is.
And I don't think Sliver ever forgot this. Just, it can feel bad to walk back to a place you've already been, and it just, in this case, it's just what you had to do.
Yeah, Sliver's gonna feel a little bit... Yeah, he's not gonna feel very good about this.
Now, I will say that this isn't just luck. Like, it's easy to say that, but the knowledge Sliver had, you'd already seen Hammerpeg's cave, you'd already seen the checkerboard cave, so you knew most of the entrances that you could bunny walk to for an item were already off the table, and you knew bunny walking's what it expected, so bunny walk to connector was probably the answer. So you could argue that Sliver maybe could have realized that it was enhanced probability this was important.
Yeah, just unfortunate that he wasn't able to get to it any sooner. Because now he's going to be playing a little bit of catch-up, while Koi is giving us new things. Although I believe Koi did not do this check and hookshot cave, if I'm not mistaken.
Koi did it. It's some small key.
Yeah, so, yeah, Skull Small. Well, hey, Mothis and Logic now versus Sliver.
And other than that one room, GT was pretty barren, and Koi, the hovering's not legal. What are you doing?
I'm also very intrigued at this play. I mean, yes, the hookshot can be here, but that's such a risk.
Other things to do. There's not even any reason to believe climb is required this seed. And if it is required, 2 of the 5 items behind it are hookshot locked. I don't think the math supports this play, but
yeah,
it is a randomizer. Sometimes wild plays just pay off. I 100% think Koi would not make this play if Koi realized he was significantly ahead.
Yeah, I can't really rationalize doing this right now, because, I mean, yeah, you can get the checks up at the top, but, I mean, again, you can't clear the dungeon, and you have no way of knowing that the hookshot's going to be up here. And you have nothing telling you that hookshot could be up here.
I mean, you definitely know it could be up here, in the same way it could be in a whole lot of other places. You know, all those places you haven't checked yet. And, like, this is so far a very good climb, but you're really hoping it pays off, because what's significantly faster than doing a good GT climb is just not climbing at all.
Yeah, just waiting for the hookshot.
And because Sliver did all that, we'll call it bonus bunny walking and going the wrong way, one of the sort of hidden upsides of that was much more quickly after Pearl going right to Hammer.
Yeah, so at least in that regard, he is catching up decently well. And this climb that Koi is doing, assuming it doesn't pay off, will be more time that Sliver gains back.
And I mean, there's always the point, chat and their infinite virtue bringing it up, it's entirely possible that this climb pays off and it still in the long run hurts, because what's beyond it could... That doesn't rule out that the last 2 checks could be required. Like, if, let's say, Koi finds a fire rod up here. Like, that's a payoff, but that doesn't really make you safe, right?
I mean, yeah, at that point, that would mean, like, you know, you'd have to go chase that fire rod, because, I mean, then it's like, oh, well, maybe it's got the hook shot, maybe it has something that I need, but that also could just be a giant red herring.
Yeah, and, like, because Trinex is required, 100% fire rods needed to beat the seed, but if you're able to get that with hookshot later, and there's something behind the hookshot lock checks, then that could be a much better sequence.
Well, we'll have to see how this goes for Koi.
That really was a very good climb. Like,
yeah,
that was
excellent. Odd key.
Small, that's what I like to call Crosskeys' favorite consolation prize.
You know what? I get that. I think I'll start using that now.
It's like, you can't say it's a bad item. Unlike the other 2 checks, which you very much can say are bad items. And yeah, the skipped mini Helmasaur King to answer a minor concern, that's intentional because Koi simply does not need the small key. There's no further doors Koi could need to unlock that would utilize that key.
Yeah, so we don't need to pick it up at all. And this isn't key drop or enemy drop, so we don't need to worry about that either.
I will say, with all this free settings, I'm amazed at some of the crazy settings people turn on and then they don't use key drop.
What, you want your inverted flute start with AD and key drop?
I'm just saying, if you're playing inverted flute start with AD, why is key drop the thing that makes you say, you know, now I think it's just a bit too much?
The ironic thing here is that Koi actually, I looked at his settings, he has everything turned on, including inverted, but the only thing he has disabled is hovering and Moldorm bouncing.
So there's almost sort of this meta thing that I think we saw. More runners... Well, that's a really unfortunate death for Sliver.
Yeah.
It's not really that costly, but it just feels bad. But more runners did this than we anticipated going into the tournament. So there's sort of a default thing that if you want to play vanilla Crosskeys, you can no matter what, right? Because the settings always default if people disagree to the setting most similar to vanilla Crosskeys, right?
Yeah.
So runners who wanted more variety all decided, I'll just check everything, and that maximizes the odds I play something different, right?
And then you have the people that are very hardcore. I will not change a single thing about the Crosskeys mode that I love and cherish.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, because so many people checked a lot of things, I think just to maximize the odds they got something different, I mean, they start getting paired up with each other, and you get some wild races.
You get everything turned on. Oh, that sounds horrible.
Also, let's point out, Sliver died without checking the 4th chest in the Stalfos room. And because of that death, and because of how annoying it'd be to go back, he just decided to say it's nothing. Now, the lucky thing is, of the 4 chests in the room, that is indeed the only one that was nothing. So this will pan out, but let's just note that.
Chad is saying that he did.
It's telling me I'm just wrong, which is possible, but I could swear there was a closed 4th chest when he died, but I know he got all the value out of there, so what's it really matter? See, this is what I say. Never listen to Twitch chat.
You listen to Twitch chat some of the time.
Yet you listen to them, they give you all this helpful information. Before you know it, they start correcting you. It's just, I don't know where they get it.
Alright, well, Dick Game didn't have much of anything for Koi. So, Koi's gonna go ahead and move on to other Dark World checks. Another pod key.
There's everyone's favorite dungeon, Ice Palace. Between both runners, we have no way to make progress in there, but as soon as we can kill a freezer, we can full clear that dungeon.
Yeah, and Sliver has the map for that dungeon, so we can technically figure that out once he does a map check or once he finds the dungeon. Oh, there's a hook
that
shot.
Hook shot, which is 3 checks in Hookshot Cave, and not much else to us right now, but it's sure nice. I guess it puts all that stuff from GT into Logic, so finishing Myers now in Logic.
Yeah, and it also means you can complete the climb, which feels bad, because, I mean, you could have done this all in one go, but...
I mean, who possibly could have foreseen that the climb wouldn't pay off and the hook shot would be available before climbing?
Yeah, I wonder.
Now, let's be clear about this strategically from Koi. Koi's not going to look at that and say, well, I guess I have to double climb. Koi's going to say, I've done my climb, I got my pod small, and I'm going to gamble. That's all I need.
Yeah, he's gonna probably save that. Oh wait, no, Ganon is not vanilla, so we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, the pyramid should be the magic bat this seed. So
yeah,
as far as Koi's concerned, doesn't know it's in a lot of checks around the world, but does know 2 checks he's not too interested in, and that's the check after Moldorm 2 and whatever magic bat has.
Yeah, so we're just gonna assume that it doesn't have anything and just push that out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind. Nothing to worry about.
And we're seeing new checks on both sides. Koi's made his way into pod. Sees pods of crystal, so that's all good knowledge. Sliver's gone to Laser Bridge, which is a very sensible play with the set of items we have.
Ooh,
got some silvers and some blue mail, which is nice. Doesn't really change much, but nice. And discovered we'll generously call it a French vanilla Turtle Rock entrance.
Yeah, and that also means you don't need to worry about going back in there later. So that in turn makes that Quake Medallion basically useless.
Now, there's a world, depending on how your overworld route plays out, you open that up because you have everything to do it, and that does put you right next to Trinex, who has to die this seed.
Yeah, and that's assuming that you get your Fire Rod and Ice Rod in a relatively nice order.
Or rather, you get them in any order that just makes that more convenient than just going back through the Dark Maze again.
Yeah. So Koi's in pod, and looks like he's going to be killing Helmasaur King first.
That's
makes a lot of sense.
Troll right after doing right side. You know it's a crystal, so 100% you weren't leaving without killing Helmasaur King anyway. This is just sort of sensible.
Yeah.
And Sliver going and checking Spike Cave, not going to join our legions of runners who have put this off for several hours.
and have gotten very screwed over by it, presumably. He's hard resetting. Oh, to get the magic map, probably. There's the other medallion.
I mean, Bamos is a relevant find because we have an ice palace we can now full clear.
Yeah, that's an option.
And it's really not that far away at all. Like, you're going to go back into pod and continue making checks there because it's fast. But I expect to see a full clear of ice very shortly from Koi. While Sliver's going and clearing out Mire, this is a very natural play. I don't know why we didn't do the big chest first, but, okay.
We'll see what we find in here, and hopefully maybe it'll give us more information or more answers to our questions. Maybe find a mirror, maybe find a fire rod. Maybe find flippers, who knows? I was joking. I was joking.
Now, we've already found all our 5-item caves. We found Sahas. We found Paradox. The dungeons we still don't have are Thieves' Town and Castle Tower. So, I mean, Thieves' Town's a decent dungeon. We don't have the small key, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, most people
I don't know if that mirror is as thrilling as it often is. Could easily be required, but certainly I would not put off ice because I found the mirror.
Yeah. Mirror's just very nice to have.
I mean, Tempered is immediately helpful because it will make Cold Stare a significantly faster and safer fight.
Absolutely. And
Flipper's
I got two! I got two items right!
Now we can almost full clear Swamp, everything but the big chest. So, the big thing you're looking at, if you're Koi, is you don't know if Eastern's a crystal, and you know you need both rods to kill Trinex. You're actually reasonably close to go mode here.
Yeah, he doesn't need all that much. It just depends on what the crystal pendant layout is. And I mean, we know that we have to kill Trinex, so we need both of those rods. It just really depends on what keys we need.
But I mean, even in terms of keys, what keys could we need that we don't have? Unless it's some long chain, you know, like Sahas has a rod. I mean, the only directly required key we don't have is Eastern Big. And, well, that's just we don't know if Eastern's a crystal. But the odds aren't bad at all that Eastern's a pendant, just look at the tracker right under Koi. He knows 5 crystals already.
Yeah, he's currently missing information on 4 dungeons. So, the odds are likely so. Also, currently, according to Koi's tracker, Hera is a pendant. And Sliver's tracker also says the same as well.
That certainly lessens the odds that Eastern is also a pendant. It's just a straight up 1 in 3. Is the last pendant Eastern, Swamp, or Thieves?
We'll have to wait and see, because we're probably going to dash for the first dungeon that we get all the required keys for in that case.
But yeah, Koi does have the tools to enter every entrance in the world other than the one gated by Super Bomb and the GT entrance. And those only contain a dungeon if it's Thieves Town and that's the pendant. Well, I mean, I guess it could be in the pyramid with some, dumb sequence where that's just the last thing you have to do, but...
Yeah, Skullwoods is also another thing.
Yeah, but I mean, that would just be mean, so we can rule that out.
But it's still a possibility!
And this ice palace could be best described as dry. Like, there's just not much in here. It's a crystal, so you're not going to feel bad about it, even finding no progression, but it's not good.
I was waiting for chat to come up with dry ice puns.
I'll be real, I was trying to come up with a dry ice pun and I wasn't succeeding, so I just was like, I'll let chat handle it.
Yeah, this is how Crosskeys goes. All of the crystal dungeons don't have the progression, but when you go into a pendant, oh boy, it has everything! That's not true though, because Pod actually had a decent bit of equipment.
So the big choice Koi's about to have to make, I think it's a largely binary choice here. Do you either continue checking entrances? Ultimately, that's probably going to lead to you doing Thieves as your next dungeon, but maybe finding some more overworld value. Or do you go to Swamp?
We'll have to see what he does. I mean, Thieves doesn't seem too bad, although Swamp does have a lot more items.
I mean, you're orphaning a big chest either way. Well, yeah, you're orphaning a big chest either way.
Yeah, but it's just which one are you more content with orphaning?
Of course, at some point you want to route your way over to killing Moth. You know it's not the Fire Rod, but, I mean, you gotta do it anyway, so... You might as well learn that it's not your Ice Rod and move on, right?
Absolutely. So... Koi is going over to the Dark Shopping Mall. He was already over at this area, but he couldn't actually check anything because he was still a bunny at the time.
Yeah, and Sliver's on an overworld route that is going to lead him to do pretty much what Koi just did. We'll find Ice and Pod and probably make largely the same play, clearing both out, getting the large amounts of value in Pod and the more hypothetical value in Ice.
Alright, well, the two entrances at Dark Shopping Mall did not have anything.
And I'm guessing we're going to check the Dark World Potion Shop and Catfish here?
I would imagine so. Yeah, there's the whirlpool.
So, there's a variety of gimmick accounts you see populating Twitch chat in these Crosskey races. We have a big question whether we should be rushing to Swamp Palace, and there's someone who does not appear to be here today. I don't know if you've taken note that like 50% of the races have a viewer by the name of Swamp Palace who is what we would call a special interest viewer for one dungeon. Yeah, Koi hasn't done Zora yet, so this makes a lot of sense. I think this leads to some small key that isn't one of the good ones.
Yeah, I can't remember
There's
that.
Is that a big key on the ledge?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Sliver did this. Or maybe he didn't, though. Because, I mean, if it's a big key on the ledge, we all would have seen that.
Oh, in here, so Sliver should have been able to splash delete it. But I don't remember seeing that done. Or maybe Sliver just wasn't here at all, which would actually be much more sensible. And the
okay, well now you do swamp.
Yeah, to me that just makes a decision for you. You can full clear swamp. It's 2 out of 3. It's a crystal. Even if it's a pendant, the odds that it has required progression are relatively decent, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a full clearable dungeon. I don't see why you don't do it right now.
Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember where Swamp is. I noticed it got marked off the tracker as found very early.
We saw Swamp very early in this seed. I think within, like, the first few minutes, actually.
Now, see, I'm kind of... Well, there's the ice rods. That's a huge move, but I would be scared to be checking all these entrances as Koi, because sooner or later, one of them is going to be Thieves Town. And you really don't want to go into Thieves before going into Swamp here, because one of them orphans a chest and the other doesn't.
Yeah, and I mean, well, most runners are probably content with orphaning the Thieves' Big Chest. It's certainly not a check that you feel good about last locating and it actually having the thing that you need.
I guess what I'd say about that is, if the seed leads you to orphaning it, that is what it is. But when you're in a situation where, I mean, for all you know, the Thieves Small is just in Swamp, right? Like, kind of one of the big things in Crosskeys to me is you're always asking the question, what's more valuable, the entrances I know or the pool of entrances I don't know? And right now, I feel like the entrance you know is more value than anything you could find, and there's something you could find that has a lot of risk, that is also the best thing you haven't seen yet.
So, yeah, so Swamp is at Hyrule Castle main entrance. So yeah, we found that literally within the first, like, 3 minutes. And it does seem like Koi's... Well, I mean, if Koi was going to Swamp... Oh, yeah, no, this is going to Swamp, definitely. Though I question, why not just do Swamp first if you're gonna do Hobo?
Again, there's a world where Koi's a fire rod from Go mode. We don't know if we're in that world yet, because we really just do not know what our last pendant is.
Yeah, and Koi's just going to go full clear this dungeon. Not even going to go straight to the back, he's just going to go full clear it. Oh yeah, and so Sliver's gonna lose the Smith here, because Plot is a crystal, and picking up the crystal counts as getting a new follower.
Yeah, there are a couple circumstances that lose the Smith. Getting any new follower, including the crystal, does it. You also can lose it by entering either the Thieves Town basement or either side of the Old Man Rescue Cave. It's always really funny when Cave 45 is front of Old Man Rescue. You go into a dark room, you walk out, and the frog's gone. And yeah, you called it right. Koi's just full clearing swamp right here. We didn't really get any new crystal information from Sliver's map check there. Sliver learned ice is a crystal, but I guess could have already known that just from seeing it when in Ice Palace.
Yeah, we already knew this information.
But yeah, sometimes you map, like, I think most runners don't really pay attention to which maps they get. You just kind of do a map check when it's been a while since your last one and you feel like the information could help.
Alright, well, let's see what's over here on left side swamp. A mushroom. Great. Awesome.
I mean, deferred disappointment is a great item, right?
I guess, when you look at it that way. And I do believe we actually have seen the potion shops, so we can go and actually get that check relatively quickly after turning it in.
Yeah, Sliver's about to learn that there is a whole lot of nothing in Ice Palace, but it's a crystal, so you need it anyways, so you don't really feel bad about doing it. The front of Swamp has been disappointing.
Yeah, it's been very empty. Maybe the back will have something. Maybe it'll have a sword, if we're gonna play that card.
Those two items were both red, so that's a fact.
I guess that's true. I mean, Cape is nice. Have we seen the other side of Bumper?
Which side of Bumper? I didn't see it. Which side of Bumper was the connector we found? Was it?
We
front or
found
back?
Bumper lower, so we had to go through with Cape. No hookshot shenanigans there.
Okay, so I don't believe we found the connectors to either the Vanilla Laser Bridge exit or that Middle Turtle Rock Bridge. So there is a world where that cape is required to reach Thieves if Thieves is at Mimic Cave.
Yeah, I guess that's one alternative. So, oh yeah, TR Bridge was found.
I'm telling you, they use Twitch chat, you talk them up, and then they just start correcting you right and left.
Alright, and Swamp is a pendant.
Well, that's clarifying.
Boy has his webcam on, he's not that happy.
It kind of feels double bad from Koi's perspective because it wasn't just that Swamp's a pendant, but it's a pendant and you don't feel like you really got value out of it. And no, we don't know what's on PED, but we also know that with both Desert and Hera big keys missing, the odds that PED is important are pretty low. Both runners believe that Hera is a pendant. We don't know at which point they obtained that information, but we're able to see their personal trackers, and that's what they believe. And hey, there's Thieves.
Yeah, I can't remember if they actually got maps for Hera or not. But considering the fact that they have that information, it's clear that they probably did. And Koi learning this is a crystal bush, he already knew that.
Yeah, from Koi's perspective, Koi believes he knows all pendants and crystals at this point. After Thieves and maybe checking anything that just naturally routes, probably going to just kill Moth, kill Vitreous, and not really get a whole lot to show for it, and then decide where to look for Eastern Big and Fire Rod.
Yeah, because Hera's not going to be a problem. I mean, we have Hera Pot, so...
I mean, you could Hera Pot, but it's also a pendant, so why would you?
Oh yeah, right, Hera is a pendant.
Bombos model is a new check.
And it's nothing.
I mean, it wasn't a helpful check, but it was a new check.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Of course, I was talking like the Back of Desert just wouldn't have one of the two items we need, but it easily could.
Is Rando anything is possible? Well, within certain logical constraints, but you get the idea. There's the other Agate Tower Small.
So, a kind of funny routing implication, because Koi did that double murder Dactyl Super Bunny, had a lot less incentive to come back to the Maya region. That also is going to lead Sliver to find the good bee cave and probably think about doing... Well, Sliver still hasn't found the hook shot, so never mind Herapot. The tragedy is going to be that Sliver's going to find hook shot just, like, immediately.
Oh!
Rod.
That's good for Koi. Alright, so that's, Eastern Big Key for Go. Yeah, and that Fire Rod's completely in logic. Not behind the small key or anything.
So, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Hookshot in the swamp entrance, which was the chicken house?
Yes.
And Sliver just basically ran right past that. I think twice.
I mean, it was definitely in Chicken House, and that's not the big key we want. I mean, it was definitely in Chicken House, I just don't remember... I mean, it might have been Swamp entrance.
I am concerned that Sliver found it as a bunny, wasn't able to do it, marked it off, and is now not going back for it. Now, it is true, it's not necessarily required to find Hookshot at all this seed. It could be that never finding Hookshot is just a positive for Sliver.
It's possible, but, I mean, the Hookshot does, it's just a nice item to have all around. You get Quick Fish there? Nothing on Catfish, so...
I also don't remember offhand where these silvers were.
They're on the tip of my tongue as well. They were laser... Yes, they were
laser bridge. That makes a lot of sense. So Koi will find those when Koi makes the play for Trinex. Koi has plenty of TR small keys, so that's just a matter of time.
Right.
Feels a little bad to find silvers right after fighting Vitreous, but, I mean, you have a cape and a tempered sword, you'll be fine.
Yeah, Koi's not going to have any problems with this fight. And here is Sliver going to get his red mail. Now he is Strawberry Link.
Quake was Desert Torch, and they both have it. It's a minor tracker thing that it just missed getting marked, and it isn't really a significant item this seed. And yeah, Fire Rod is back of Thieves. Thieves is in the top Fairy Ascent entrance. So there's several ways to get there. Inevitably, Sliver will run into one of them at some point, just trying to clear out the rest of the world's entrances. The biggest way not having a hook shot is a boon for Sliver, is because it might keep Sliver completely out of Swamp Palace, which we know is a dead end. Well, we know it's probably a dead end. We still don't know what the mushroom leads to.
I don't know whether or not we're going to see that on Koi's side. Because, I mean, he's got way too many good things to do.
Yeah, if you're Koi, you want to kill Moth, you want to kill Trinex. Those are your objectives.
Yep, and then it's just going to be an Eastern Big Key hunt. Which, how many times have we had that in our races? For this week alone. Sliver seems confused. Well, he's gonna go into Thieves.
And this will get Sliver the Fire Rod, as well as another crystal. Sliver still doesn't have perfect pendant crystal knowledge, so we'll be pretty happy to see a crystal drop here.
Yeah, but he gets the knowledge right here, so...
Well, no, because Sliver still won't know whether Eastern or Swamp is the last pendant or crystal.
Right, but he gets the knowledge that this is a crystal.
Oh yeah, you just mean the map there.
Yeah.
Well, that's reassuring.
Koi is going to get his red mail and silvers.
From looking at Koi's level of execution, I'm guessing he's not particularly excited about either, but literally can't say no.
Being a frequenter in Koi's chat, Wait, Koi's leaving?
I guess it's just to check the last entrance before killing Trinex, which will take you away.
Being a frequenter in Koi's chat, Jack gets very happy when he has red mail, red shield, and tempered sword, because he is, as Aga-chan puts in here, he's the red maiden.
And we've left a shield behind, so we know we're never going to upgrade that.
Yep. There is Sliver's second Castle Tower key.
Now, at this point, we're fairly certain the small key behind Aga 1 is simply unimportant.
Oh yeah, it's probably just a Meyer key.
It could ease. Well, actually, between the two of them, we've seen the second ice key. So it could be the last Spire key. It could be the Thieves key. It could be the... Is that it, actually? It has to be one of those two?
Yeah, I believe so.
It could be a pod key. I believe we still have one pod key at large. But yeah, unless specifically Thieves Town Big Chest is important, I think we're going to be able to live without it.
Yeah, I think our runners will be okay. Surely this plan will not possibly fail. Right, Koi's on to try next phase 2. It's gonna be a very... Ooh, he misses the spin.
Look,
Not
he has
too
red
bad,
mail
though.
tempered sword. That's
Yeah,
you
not too
lose a
bad,
couple
though.
seconds and move on with your life.
Yeah. And a bottle.
So the big thing Sliver needs to do is make his way back to the top of Bumper Ledge to mirror to Chess Game for Ice Rod. And then the two runners will have item parity. And the big question from there is just, where is Eastern Big?
Yeah, and then also for Sliver, he needs to get his hook shot.
Well, maybe. We have
Actually,
no
yeah, that's a
evidence
good point.
right now that hook shot's required. Honestly, it's a really good thing because I'm 100% convinced that Sliver has made a tracking mistake and will never find hookshot. So the fact that it's highly probable hookshot's simply not required is very good news for Sliver.
Yeah, although it is definitely if it turns out that it is required, then that's gonna be a bit of a heart attack moment there, because you're gonna be looking and searching, and you're never gonna find it because you've already marked it off.
Kind of the funny thing about that is that Koi's already done a climb for effectively nothing, and we are still in a situation in which, if the climb is required, that Koi is probably at advantage.
Sliver is doing Hookless Swamp.
Which we know the mushroom is not hookshot locked, and that is the only... That and the pendant for pedestal is the only value here. So, how at 18 hearts, with the 20 heart dream still very much alive, do you leave behind a heart piece on Spectacle Rock?
I mean,
No.
that would depend on how much. That depend on how much I would be into the meme, but I mean, it's literally a second of time loss.
Now, I'm going to say I'm pretty sure Bumper Cave is not an important connector, because I don't think there's anywhere it could go that would help.
Yeah, I think we've kind of exhausted all of our connectors, and we haven't even seen Desert Right. We haven't seen any of our connectors spit us out there, so it's possible that Bumper Cave that's where the Bumper Cave connector leads to.
I am surprised Koi has still not gone back and killed Moth yet. Like, we know it's not the answer, but Koi doesn't know that's not just the Eastern Big.
I mean, Koi knows that that's a boss he has to kill. He's doing bomb first? I mean, that's a choice.
I mean, if you're already here, you almost have to. Which is why I would have killed Moth before doing all this. And then done this anyways, so it's not really gonna matter, but... You know, I have the benefit of seeing what happens on both streams.
Yep, and so Sliver's gonna go ahead and get his mushroom, which we still know nothing about that. It could be the Eastern Big, it might not be. If it is the Eastern Big, then Koi would not be that far behind in that regard.
Yeah, and we have a very good observation from chat. We have not seen a single check in Hera from either runner.
Yeah, that's also a good point. We haven't seen Hera since the beginning of the seed, and both of the runners were pearless when they went in there.
Yeah, now, that's kind of interesting, because we still don't have the Hera big key. Koi could do every check other than big chest in there, because Sliver is going to be trying to play this seed hook shotless. That's going to be a little bit more of an inhibition for him.
Alright, mushroom turned in. Did see the potion shop was over here at Kakariko, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, this is going to be the Skull Big Chest, which is another check we have not followed up yet.
Oh, never mind.
Sliver's not in go mode because Sliver has yet to find the Ice Rod.
Yeah, so Sliver's got a nice rod hunt, and for Koi, he just needs to get over there to Skull Big Chest, and then he will be in go mode.
Now, in all honesty, Skull Big Chest is in what I would call a pretty easy location. Ice Rod is in what I would call an inconvenient location, and Sliver also has to do the work of killing Trinex. So I would favor Koi in this position, but it's still pretty open-ended, especially because Koi's about to go to Hera. Ice Rod is in the chest game, which is in the Light World top of Bumper Cave entrance. It's some relatively early connector that leads up there. I don't remember which one. It might be Super Bunny. I don't think it was actually a good connector, but you know. We know how to get
I think
there.
it was a two-way, but I can't remember which one in particular. So the question, so for Koi, the question isn't necessarily, is more when he'll do it, because Koi has now gone back to Hera, and now he's going to be doing these checks, which of course we know these aren't going to be anything.
Yeah, and Sliver is just going to clear Easter now. Was trying to clear it earlier, but got snitched on. It was a real tragedy, I have to say. But, like, we know these aren't going to be anything, but these are effectively free checks. No reason not to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crystal. You obviously want to do it. Of course, he doesn't know that.
Yeah, getting this crystal is going to be a huge relief for Sliver, because that's going to give him complete pendant crystal knowledge and tell him he doesn't need hookshot. Now, Desert Big is that's just a heartbreaker. It couldn't even be Hera Big to let you full clear Hera.
Koi wisely choosing to not Hera Pot. because of course it's a pendant. And this
We're
is just
on our
gonna be
way
an
to
easy
check
armor
Desert Big Chest, which it's place we can check. It's not very good. I'm gonna be real. That was a really poor Silver Arrows Armos Knights fight.
Yeah, it could have been better. But he's got the crystal, so...
So it looks like Sliver's going to Dark World. Well, then again, it's a connector to reach the back of Skull entrance, so I'm not sure where he's going. I'm pretty sure he's not going where he needs to go, which is to the connector up to Bumper Cave.
Yeah, that's all. That's exactly where Sean needs to go in order to be into go mode.
And I really do think we're just in a position that whichever one of them happens to choose to go to their go mode first is just going to win this race.
Yeah, that's basically it. So we're getting the Smith chain.
And I mean, with Smith right here, and you have Flute and all that, like, this is one of those cases where it's really easy to say he's doing the wrong thing because you know what the answer is, but, like, objectively, this is a smarter play than chasing connectors. Cape is definitely not required to reach top of Bumper. They both got up there without it.
Oh, Koi is over at the Skull Big Chest, so he's about to be in go mode. Let's go mode for Koi at 224.
You know, 220 makes it sound like he's doing much worse than he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's very ahead.
20. Yeah, and that's pretty well a win for Koi.
Slivers is going to also do Tile Room and be disappointed with the Desert Big Key. Other side of Hookshot Cave? That actually sounds correct, if I'm not mistaken.
Now that's a funny thing where you don't need the hook shot to get there, but the hook shot leads you there.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like you forget that connector exists because you don't have, you know, the hook shot to be able to get the items. So you're never incentivized to go back there. is Crystal 7 for Koi.
Could you imagine losing a Crosskeys race because you couldn't find the ice rod?
I'm sure that would apply to multiple people in this tournament.
And yeah, going back to right side GT, like... The thing is, these plays are all totally reasonable plays. They just happen to not be where the item is.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing, is that all these plays are very logical and very reasonable. It's just, it's not the answer that he's looking for.
Of course, that's another way to say that the big deal probably in this race, objectively, is how much faster Koi found the Moon Pearl sequence. Because Koi did all this stuff already. Koi had just done more total checks up to this point, and that made his search space for his Go Mode item smaller.
Alright, well, Koi's down to phase 3.
So Sliver thinking of climbing and then thinking better of it.
Which is good, because that's not where he wants to go. That is Ganon dead. Get your GG's in for Koi. And he is going to be finishing this race a 2:04.34. Or 2:04.33 according to ZSR bot.
Like Kokam trying to steal a second from Koi. And that will be Koi advancing to 2-2, and Koi's tournament life will remain alive.
Yeah, unfortunately it will be the end of the road for Secretly Sliver's chances. He might continue to participate just for, you know, just because, but his chances of brackets are no more.
I always
yeah,
like
and there's
to
the top
main
four.
Point of the tournament is the Swiss. The way Swiss works, you get progressively better matches as you go, as you play people who had the same sort of experience you did, right?
Absolutely.
And I can't see it from the commentary view, but I'm guessing from the stopping moving thing, that's probably a forfeit.
Yeah, he did forfeit. Or not?
I mean, his desire to race has ended, but his desire for violence against Landmalice remains. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, Sliver did forfeit, but he is, he's gonna take out Landmo. We'll see if we can get these two in here for an interview.
Well, forgive Koi for skipping the piece of heart, because the 20 heart dream was very dead based on the credits. And we are joined by both our runners. GG's.
GG.
So, I'll start with you, Sliver, because, you want to know something really funny?
That I missed the ice rod in the first 10 minutes?
No.
Oh.
So, do you remember where Chicken House was?
Yep.
Do you know it contains the hook shot, and that hook shot is completely not required this seed?
I mean, I was on my way back there eventually, but not till I got another pot small.
I mean, wasn't Chicken House just in the swamp entrance?
That's right.
Yeah, I found it as a bunny.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was kind of a funny thing, because it was like, for a while, it was like, oh no, he's walked past it twice after Pearl, he must have mismarked it or something. Your tracker's kind of cut off, so we can't actually see what you have for Swamp Palace there. But it's like, man. But then you look at it and you're like, actually, unless there's some Go Mode item behind GT Climb, because we've already seen Swamp is full of hot garbage on Koi's side, missing that hookshot could be the best thing that ever happened. And then it was just kind of who finds their Go Mode first. Does Koi go for the Eastern Big and the Skull Big chest first, or do you find the Ice Rod, which is actually using Hookshot Cave here as a connector to mirror atop a bumper ledge to get to the chess game?
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't doing entrances because chess game was the only one left.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
You were making a ton of reasonable plays. Probably the biggest difference maker in this seed was just who did the right bunny walk that led to the Pearl faster. Because, yeah, Koi just had the Pearl much earlier, and that was very accelerating in the mid-game.
It felt really late for me.
Well, you both pretty much did, in somewhat different order, but ultimately converging, everything you could without the Pearl, and then started bunny walking. After you both got blocked the same way walking out of the Mire entrance, Koi went right back and checked the third entrance, whereas Sliver started checking South Dark World entrances, and by the time that all sort of played out, it ended up being quite a bit.
Yeah, Sliver didn't go back to that area for a while.
By the time I was going out, I walked out Hyrule Castle to find the Mire area. Like I was looking for the Hyrule Castle connector to be the answer. Like, because there was so little left, it was mostly just bunny walking, and it's usually not like walk into Hype Cave and talk to the NPC. It's usually like go through a connector and then come back into that connector from the Light World. And Hyrule Castle seemed that most likely for that to be the case, because we did have the small key in the room. I just chose the wrong exit first.
Yeah, I also got locked out of it, and, like, yeah, you can just save and quit to Sank and go right back, but, like, at that point, I just wanted it to not be that.
Yeah, and the mid-game gave us kind of almost a fascinating logical sort of puzzle, because it was so dry, And so much of the value you found was on the eastern mountain, which wasn't logically available. Then we found that lamp, and it's like, but wait, there's no logical way to get to that lamp. The glove's not available. How are we supposed to do it all? What you both found as myths was ultimately what untangled the whole puzzle, because that was supposed to be first glove, and then everything kind of flows from there in a sort of sideways direction.
Oh, you're logically supposed to drop down. Yeah, which probably nobody did. To drop to back of escape after you get the moon pearl.
Yeah, you both waited until you got the Hyrule Castle Smalls and then did the back.
I was more
Yeah,
waiting till I got the moon pearl. I didn't have it for over an hour.
Yeah, I just, like, you had the small key before you even find Hyrule Castle.
I wasn't gonna try to bunny revive it on rats.
But yeah, I would definitely say it was a pretty good race, because it was very winnable for both sides up until literally the last decision for a go mode item. And it felt like Koi's advantage just because it was an easier call to check Skull Big Chest than to go through the one stray, not convenient connector to find the one single item cave. But, I mean, the world was getting thin for both of you.
I was just super late to mirror and just tried to clean up the entrances as best I could, and then like at some point I'm just like, okay, the only outstanding item cave I have is chess game, and what are the chances?
Of course, that's always the interesting thing about a one-on-one race, because like I can definitely see how you'd feel super late to mirror, but the reality is you were approaching the pod ice sort of play right as Koi was leaving it, so you were second to it, but by a lot less than it probably felt like.
Yeah, I climbed G2 without the hook shot before I found Paul.
Yeah, yes, you did.
I thought about it, and then I had just gotten Desert Pig, so I went and did that first. But that was like 5 minutes ago. I was just late to everything.
No, I think I was like in the middle of a route somewhere, and I had just found the cane, and I realized I could do every check in GT except for the Madame chest. So I stopped what I was doing and went and did that, because surely I'm gonna find something super amazing there. And I think all I found was the Mire Big and the Swamp Small in the entirety of the dungeon. That's why I climbed without the hook shot, because I didn't feel like I got anything. Surely the game was gonna give me something.
Yeah, I might have been slightly critical of the decision to climb. What inspired you to do that?
I didn't have anything. Like, I went to GT, I full cleared GT, and I got nothing. And I thought the game was trying to tell me something. You like, the hook shot's in the climb, you can do it. I believe in you. So, and I, from my perspective, I felt like I got the pearl really late, so I needed to do something bold. And
yeah, I mean,
that was my choice.
I did say that. There's 0% chance if Koi knew he was substantially ahead that he ever would do this climb.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
But your GT was, I will say, that is just about the cleanest right side GT without Fire Rod I have ever seen.
Oh yeah, I do it all the time. I don't know why. I find myself sequence breaking the right side of GT almost every Crosskeys seed. And it's always like Fire Rod go mode too, so I feel stupid later.
Yeah, Fire Rod was surprisingly accessible this seed. Sitting there in Thieves Town, just waiting to be picked up.
Well, I mean, even that was gross though, because it's in the back of Thieves. I didn't have the small key. Like in most situations, I would put off doing the back of Thieves without the small key. But
I mean, at this point,
where it was and how much we had left, like I didn't feel like it was worth skipping.
between the two of you, we know that small key behind Castle Tower, which we never saw, has to be either the Thieves Small or the third Mire Small. We've seen every other small key.
I never found Castle Tower either. Yeah.
Now,
I
granted,
also
we
never
still haven't
found
seen
Castle
Castle
Tower.
Tower, and it might have to be in the GT entrance.
That's true.
All right. Well, thanks for the restream. Thank you for volunteers. I gotta bounce. So, thanks for the race, Koi GT.
I was gonna say
GG.
hello. I took over for Tumbltuck because he had to go to work really quickly, but I don't have your schedule. I don't know if you guys have your schedule. I have the ZSR schedule, which has some no major glitches and some Wind Waker on it, but I imagine you're probably all far more interested in your own tournament, so. All right then. Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming and watching, and we will see you again another time.